Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy burstzgyt back here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. We're here again today to talk about some Figuarts from Tamashii Nations. Now, if you haven't been on social media, you haven't seen the community posts or anything like that, then look right there. Third Form Frieza is officially the last. Well, I don't know about the last, but it's definitely the next one in the Namek Saga line. So I'm pretty shocked that they just didn't do Vegeta. I don't know what their deal is. Vegeta pretty integral to that story there. I don't know what's the issue, but I guess they've prioritized all of Frieza's forms instead. And I know beforehand, second form Frieza was it was a bit of a shocker, as nobody really thought that they would just throw out that form in particular. They thought it would probably just be Pod, fourth, and full power at best, right? So for them to throw out second form Frieza was a little bit of a curveball, but it was really cool, right? Um, I'm excited for it, but third form Frieza is definitely one that I was hoping for, but wasn't expecting them to actually do. And part of the reason why I'm personally excited for it is just mostly because where do you really see third form Frieza popular at, right? Where do you see him get represented well in a figure that you can have? Really nowhere. I don't really think I've ever seen a third form Frieza figure anywhere, which is crazy. Um, I think I've seen statues at best. I don't know if I've seen any other toy line make a third form Frieza, at least as decently detailed as this could be, right? It just, I've never seen it. If it has happened, be sure to let me know down below in the comments or link a picture or something, because I'd love to see one. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this. I like that they're doing all the forms. I think it means great things, right, for other characters in the future. We're already seeing that with Cell a little bit. You know, imperfect Cell. There's already a perfect Cell out there from a long time ago, but we know we're gonna get a new one. I mean, it's got to happen, especially with all the new stuff that they can add to it, articulation and sizing and all that stuff. But I am hoping for semi-perfect Cell. That's personally, like, I like that design a lot. It's my favorite out of the three forms he has, so I'm hoping to see it. But I would like to see this kind of trend keep going with other characters. Like, for example, Baby Vegeta is my favorite character. Well, Vegeta is my favorite character, but Baby Vegeta is like the favorite villain, right? I like how he looks in all of his stages, even after he gets out of Vegeta's body at the end of that arc. I really like that. I would like to see that as a full-on, like, form for figures, right? I would like to see the base with the Baby Vegeta just in the regular, GT Vegeta clothes. I would like to see him with the ripped clothes, with the things coming out of his back. And then I would like to see Super Baby Vegeta. And then I would like to see Baby just outside of, Vegeta's body. I think that would be cool as fuck. And seeing this here, I mean, you have to know that third form Frieza is not really represented well. Same for second form Frieza. When have you really seen second form Frieza get any love in video games or media like that, right? Like, neither of these forms are really that used anymore. The last time you see Pod Frieza or first form Frieza in general, Resurrection of F. Ever since then, it's been fourth form and beyond. He hasn't done anything below that, and I mean, he has no reason to. But yeah, he just never used these forms, and you only see them really represented in flashbacks or at the beginning of, like, movies when they just do a pan of, oh, this is all the villains we fought, or look at our adventures and whatnot, right? That's it. And it sucks, in video games we're barely getting these forms again. Even, for example, I'll just throw it out there in case you haven't heard of it. Dragon Ball The Breakers. It's coming October 14th or somewhere around there. You could play as the villains, which are raiders, and there are survivors, which are like humans and stuff like that. You got to survive and get out. Much like Dead by Daylight, but Dragon Ball. So we're getting all these forms in a video game for the first time together in a while. We're getting to play a second form Frieza. You get to transform. You get to go to third form Frieza, and so on. Example also for someone like Boo, they are adding like a Spopovich and Yamu playable character in the game. How often do you see Spopovich and Yamu in anything? Ever, right? Barely. And I'm not saying that in relation to this figure conversation, right, that they need to be there, right? But I'm just saying, like, how often do you see those characters represented in any kind of game or media? Rarely and barely. So for somebody like Third Form Frieza, do I see him being super popular amongst the masses and Figuarts collectors? No. But I do see people starting to want this figure after it's gone. This figure definitely will be one of those prized possessions you have in your collection. So if you're lucky enough to buy two and you've got one sitting as a collector's item or mint condition in a box, that thing's going to be worth money for you for sure. Because after it's gone, like, let's say 2 years from now, when this figure is gone and nobody really cares about it like that, or the form in general, people want the figure, yeah, it's going to be worth at least like $200, $300, maybe more, because they're never going to do something like this again. It's one of those once in a lifetime opportunities you see Tamashii do something for a character that has forms that really just don't get any attention. Second Form Frieza, you might see that come back. They're definitely going to use that body if they ever decide to do a King Cold. I mean, it's literally right there. It's the same structure. They don't have to do that much. So there's a possibility for it to stick around longer. But third form, I doubt it. And that could be an issue, yes. People might want it in the future, but I think that relies heavily on the people that are collectors. I mean, if you go out and big enough for something and you make it known, make it popular, maybe. But I think Tamashii, like, sticking their neck out to do Third Form Frieza is pretty crazy in and of itself, because they could have just thrown in a Goku, maybe done another Piccolo, used that old Piccolo and maybe updated a little bit. They could have done anything else, but they decided to do Third Form Frieza, which is, I would say, a risk given now, right? There are people excited for it, sure, maybe in the comments, but will they actually buy it? We'll see, right? It's a lot of talk. Most people are excited for Full Power Frieza, and that's what they want. Most people want the Awakened Goku as a remake, I'm hoping for that as a 3.0 body, but that's not coming anytime soon. It's definitely coming, just not, I think, soon. Maybe like a year at best, because I think they're going to save it for an event. That's just how I feel about it, because those are prized possessions right there in and of itself, especially the Goku. They know that Goku's going to sell. But Third Form Frieza, I can't really say that it's going to be one of those figures that everybody's chopping off the heels for, right? They're going to say, oh, it's cool, great, and they're going to wait for other characters. But I think that Tamashii doing this is just a good thing. They're giving you a chance to get all the forms. They're there. And regardless if this was spread out 1 to 5 years from now between each form, the same logic applies. Are fans going to really care enough about it to go out of their way saying, I want Third Form Frieza, let's get a reissue, please? No. Zarbon and Dodoria, I still see some of those available in places, but I don't really see anybody talking about them like that. I see some people who did buy them, they actually enjoy the figure, but I don't really see a lot of people saying that it's something that they really care to go for. I came into the game late. I've had to go get a lot of things on the aftermarket for a higher price that I know is probably not getting a reissue like right now. Maybe like a few years from now. Excuse me. I just got a Raditz not that long ago. I've sought that after for a while. It's definitely not cheap. It was like $140 on AmiAmi for pre-owned. And on other sites like Macari, for example, people were selling that thing for like $200. Excuse me, I'm a little sick, but yeah. So this might be like a bad take, and people might get on me about it, but I feel like genuinely this is just kind of out of Tamashii's control. I mean, nobody's going to sit here and beg for Third Form Frieza 5 to 10 years from now. I really do. If they barely are doing this now, right? Do you really think anybody else is going to? Maybe Dragon Stars, if you really care about that. But again, you barely see these forms represented. Barely in a video game for the first time in years. So you tell me in the comments down below, do you believe that this is a bad take? Do you think that they should just have it accessible to you whenever? Because, I mean, I came into the game late, and I'm sure a lot of other people have, and the figures are just, they're going to be gone, right? I've missed out on characters like Future Trunks, for example. I would love to have Future Trunks. I would love to have any kind of Trunks. Armor Trunks. Beginning of the Android Saga Trunks. Don't have them. I have to wait for the reissue or go out of my way to go get an older figure. For characters that I know that are not getting a reissue anytime soon based on popularity, my only option is to go back and look for them on the aftermarket. That's really just how it is, you know. A character like Broly, for example, he's bound to get a reissue or a remake or a new character figure sometime. He's just a popular character. Frieza, he's a popular character, don't get me wrong, but fourth form and beyond is what's most popular for him at these days, because that's what he uses, and that's what they put him in. Gold form, I'm sure that'll get a reissue or remake. Black Frieza, whenever that becomes relevant in the anime or a movie, that'll get made. But anything before that, good luck. I'm just saying that's just the way it's going to be. And unless the people that are interested in these are going to push back and say, no, we want more Frieza representation or whatever form representation, then we'll maybe see a change in that. But I don't think that's going to necessarily happen, because as it stands, people aren't doing that. They're more worried about other stuff. So again, I feel like Tamashi sticking their neck out doing this, bit of a risk, but it's up to, you know, the people interested in investing their time and money into it to really like stand up for it. So I stand behind the fact that this is being made, and I'm happy to get it, regardless of whatever year it would have came out. I'm glad to get it. If you aren't, let me know down below. If this is a bad take, let me know down below. I'm going off of what I believe, man. So anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. A little bit of a take video more so, but anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Hopefully maybe for some breakers news. I know there's some mild leaks about transfers and stuff, so maybe I'll take a look at that. But anyways, I will catch you guys later. Peace.